Excellent point. I am insured for drone flight operations as well as general liability for any of the projects that I do.
Hey, good morning, y'all, the Maximum One. Thank you. I'm sorry to cut you short a little bit, RJ.
Thank you.
But if you weren't here at noon, then I can tell you that we just saw a fabulous video of his production on one of the lake house. I think sold for 1.6 million. Nice, very nice. But before we start, welcome y'all to our sales meeting, and for those of you here and online, Randy, you want to come up here? Sure. Randy is our brand new attorney out of West Georgia, and he's with Cousin Cordell. Randy, tell me, where do you guys service other than just out right now?
Really anywhere. Like we have an office in Douglasville. Our main office is in Douglasville.
Okay.
We also have an office in Marietta and an office suite sort of space in the Vinings area.
Okay.
Which we can rent at any time, but realistically, I'll do a closing.
They do travel, y'all. So for those agents, I know some of y'all do business up in Marietta and also Douglasville. Please think of our affiliate when you're up there, because they're really fabulous, and they will travel to the location, or if you have a office you want them to close out, they can do that for you as well. So
we close in lots of real estate agents.
just make sure you have your DA prior to, because these guys bring the whole thing with them. There's no last minute adjustment. So we will have to adjust it internally.
We like having doing the pre-cut checks, handing out checks at the closing
Hey,
table.
we all like checks, all right? So just make sure y'all have
We
your
can wire
DA.
too. Someone wants to wire. So.
Bobby's really good about that. Bobby gets hits to me about a month ahead.
Bobby wants to get paid.
Yeah. So with that, but I do appreciate, and we love the partnership, and hopefully we'll get some more. And Letty, that's to you. I know you up there in the airport, so I know you travel a lot in Marietta area. So if you wouldn't mind giving them a chance, I would love the opportunity to serve you.
Thank you very much.
And also Randy, I know you guys are both up there. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Adrian.
It's good to see you. Thank you.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Randy.
I'll give you my card, you can email.
Hey,
It's yours.
okay.
You're on.
All right,
Yes.
everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining us for our February sales meeting. We got a full house in Noonan. We got some on Zoom. Just wanted to give you a couple of tips for social media. Everybody here has social media and you should be using it, but a lot of times it feels like a chore. So, talking to you. So my advice is to schedule out some time in your planning to go ahead and post on your platforms. Schedule it out. So post a week or two in advance, and then fill it in with relevant things that happen throughout those 2 weeks. But you've already got the content there that's going to be posting, and you can use Facebook Publisher, and that's free. There are also other services that you pay for that are really good, but Facebook Publisher is free, and you can schedule it out. Just take the time. That's all it takes, is just take that time and schedule it out, and then it won't be such a chore. Yeah. All right. We have lots of stuff coming up, classes and everything. Ming has been teaching 2022 GAR contract changes. Now she's going to be dissecting the contract. So make sure you get in on one of those classes. Relaunch is happening in McDonough for the rest of this week. And then we will do relaunch again for those who might have missed it in the first 2 weeks of May. We have a lunch and learn next week on Thursday that all the offices are participating in. Make sure you go to your favorite Max One office for that. And that's about it from Noonan. Thanks.
Awesome.
There we go. Hey, Steph, you're on.
Hello. So for paperless pipeline this month, we had, or well, actually for January, we had 72 close, and we have 5 closed so far in February. So keep those transactions coming in. Just a quick note, For the lead-based paint exhibit, make sure that you are having buyer's initial section C, even if there's no information to report there was no lead-based paint in the home, because we need them to acknowledge that they've received the information that there's no lead-based paint in the home. And then the other note is if initials are required at the bottom of a form, like with a lot of RE forms, initials are required at the bottom in addition to signatures, make sure you're initialing that too. That's not just for your buyer or seller to initial, you need to as well. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Mr. Wordsworth, you are up, sir. You got the mute though there, Wordsworth.
Well, you muted me at first, so I mean that's your fault. Hey friends, hey everybody. Wordsworth here at the Fayetteville office. I just want to talk to everybody about, QuickBooks again. We mailed out 1099s, so I know you guys are super duper excited to do your taxes, but give it a few more days before they get to your homes. We sent out an update trying to make sure we had all of the correct addresses. So all of the addresses were updated and corrected if they needed to be. But if you just have to file your taxes right now, like if you just really, really enjoy doing taxes, all you have to do is just email me, give me authorization, and I can email you a copy of your 1099. And again, if there's any corrections that need to be made, just shoot that back over to us and we can get it corrected as soon as possible. Other than that, I have no real things to say.
All right, well, thank you, Wordsworth. Ms.
Well,
Nancy?
thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Nancy. I'm in the Conyers office. I do agent service coordinating. So if you need issues with anything, you can give me a call, a recruitment, new hire packet, or whatever you need. We've had 2 agents for the month of February, new hires, and 2 more pending release from their brokerage. Usually it takes, if I have to send a form to Greg, usually it takes 10 days to 2 weeks. So sometimes it's a little longer than what you would expect. We have 6 agents that are inactive due to education. So please check out our calendar at mx1training.com or the corporate calendar at eagentweb.com and click on the title of the calendar for any CE classes that you might need. Corporate has asked us to put together a list of our agents with specialties. It could be a language, or if you're an appraiser, or if your specialties lease purchase, or relocation specialist, a chime specialist, an investment specialist. Those are some of the examples. If you would like to be put on this list, please email me at nancy@max1partners.com. And Max One Works is our extranet that has everything. If you've not signed into max1works.com, please do so. It has a wealth of information. It has most of your questions answered already. Happening in Conyers on this Thursday, February the 10th, we're having Mastermind with Tony Walker and Colleen Richards McCarthy. This has been a very popular thing. Agents have really we had some great feedback on this. Tuesday, February the 15th, CE, on your mark, get set, go with Lisa Riccardi from 10 to 1. Thursday, February the 17th, lunch and learn in all the offices from 12 to 1:30 on lease purchase program. Friday, February the 18th, 2022 GAR contract dissection by me. It starts at 9:30 and it's over at 12:30 for 3 hours of CE credit. We are trying to get the health and fitness group started back in Conyers. I guess right before Halloween or Thanksgiving or Christmas, not a good time to start. So we're going to try to do that again. If you're interested in forming an accountability, health, and exercise group with us, please contact me so we can set up a time that works for you. Also, too, Mark Brown is here and he has some more t-shirts. If you are, I don't know if you can see this. This is one, he's got several different ones. They're $22 up to 2X. And then $24 for 3X and above. This material is really nice too. My inspiration is kindness can change the world one heart at a time. But then I have another one too. The best preparation to do good work tomorrow is to do good work today by Milton Berle. And that's it for me. Mel, you're up. Hello?
Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm Melody, the branch manager here at the airport office. And today I just wanted to kind of give a quick overview of some of the special services that Maximum One offers that you may not be aware of. One is Spokeo. So Spokeo is a tool to use free to you by Maximum One to keep our agents safe and to get more information on your client. So you can basically go in and search by name, phone number, address, or email to confidentially look up information about people you know. So this one is basically really good if you're trying to search for a client or search for someone that you may have and you want to just kind of do not really a background check, but just kind of a search. So Spokeo is a free service that we do offer, because without using Spokeo, you would have to either go on Facebook or do a Google search. So we do have that, and I'll be more than happy to provide this information to anyone that is needed. Just give me a call. Again, I'm here at the airport office. The second one is Clearwater Benefits. If you are interested in setting up an appointment with Clearwater Insurance, I'll be more than happy to send the link out. But we have a contact person. His name is Jason Sharma, and he is with clearwatersavings.com. And then also Max One Market, if you are ever in need to update your business cards or just your brand in general. If you wanted to get the polo shirts with the M logo on them, then we have a special deal at maxonemarket.com. And then we also have list reports. So list reports, we are very delighted that it is sponsored by our affiliate, Nancy Barlow with New American Funding. And they do open house and promotional flyers, single property website, property reports, open house sign-in sheets, sign riders, postcards. You can even do or find out neighborhood infographics. You can do Facebook fast blast and pre-listing presentations. And the last one is Utility Connect. It's a hassle-free system where you can pretty much go in and find out all of the utilities, so that way you can be able to better assist your client. So you can get information like on moving utilities, if you want to do like a final reading, forward your new address, or you wanted to import your numbers and addresses with you as well. And then my quote for today, in honor of Black History Month, it's one of my favorite quotes by MLK, Martin Luther King. And it says, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Thank you.
Very nice. All right, Mac.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I just wanted to kind of introduce myself. I am the acting branch manager in McDonough right now. My name's Mackenzie. I know a lot of you guys have probably seen me and met me at the different office locations because I've been bouncing around, but McDonough is where I am right now. I just wanted you guys to have a face to the name whenever you guys call the office. That's all I got.
Hi, Mackenzie.
Hi, Mackenzie. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us in person, online, that kind of stuff. So I've got a lot of things to kind of cover with everybody today. And so my name is Alan Mooch. I'm the managing broker. I do want to start kind of talking about Google My Business. a lot of agents are not taking advantage of this. And this is a really, really effective source of great leads to your website. So I'm going to encourage you to please take advantage of this because it doesn't cost anything and it really does start driving traffic. The branch managers and myself, we set up Google My Business pages for all of our offices. Now, for us as a brokerage, we're trying to attract agents, but that's the same way that you're going to try to attract buyers and sellers. And so I kind of want to share with you kind of what our results have been, and then kind of talk about some of the best practices and how that works really quickly here. So first thing, all you need is a Gmail account. That's the whole big deal there. And so you just go to business.google.com and you want to sign in through your business Google account kind of thing, whatever Gmail you're using for your business kind of thing. Once you go in there, you're going to come up and you're going to have this whole profile, which looks, this is our exact profile here. And so in here, you're going to have, all these different parts from like home, post, info, insights, all the way down here. So this is where you basically manage your Google My Business page from. So on the main front page here, this is just kind of like a big dashboard. From here, you can post directly from there, or you can go into the post section. And so you can do posts just like you would do with social media. But here's the difference. This is on Google. And so if you would like to show up on Google searches much better, which don't we all, we want to drive more traffic to our website. So you can do these posts. A lot of us are doing social media posts anyway. You can take those exact same posts and put them out into social media. Yes, ma'am.
Nancy says it's hard to see. Did you share the screen?
Oh, I thought I was sharing the screen. Sorry. We'll try that again. All right. Thank you. Oh, we're gonna do this thing one more time. So we'll try that. Hey, how about that? Hopefully that looks a lot better for y'all. So if I missed anyone there through the first one, I apologize. That's what the main screen looks like when you first log in. And then once you go in, you're going to set up and do a bunch of different posts. And I do encourage you to do many different posts. It's first of all, the price is right. So it doesn't cost you anything to do those posts. But it's one of those things where you're basically putting keywords and information directly into the Google system. And, whether you do YouTube video, whether you do, post out there into it, any kind of content that you're putting out there is going to get picked up. So this is like when you first log in, you're going to be able to go in and set up your entire business. So you want to go in and you want to put in, it's going to ask you what category. And I do recommend that you go in and do it under real estate agency and real estate agents, both. Please don't go in and try and take over our account. Okay, because it will. And when you go in and start putting in your name and you put in, if you're going to make your location, our location, we have one, but this one is for the brokerage. So go do one for yourself as well. And I do encourage you to use the brokerage location because we don't want people knowing where our homes are, that kind of thing. But go in and you want to put in all of the services that you offer. Hit it in there. You want to put in, and you truly do want to put in your hours of operation, because it's going to track and it will let people know how responsive you are. So if you don't put down any hours of operation and someone tries to call you or send you a message at 2 o'clock in the morning and you don't answer, it will keep up with that. So you want to put your business hours in, your location. You want to go in and put in, all the different services that you offer. Once you get in there and you start posting, uploading pictures, adding posts to it, it has a really good analytics section. So you can see the amount of business or the amount of traffic that's been coming to our Google business page. We've had 19,300 people. We're up 62%. We've got 8,648 business searches that have been triggered. We have 1,595 business profile interactions. So you can see the number of people that have found us through different ways. So like on here, we did have a small percentage of people who searched for our business just by our business. But if you look, there's 3,000 people that found our business just through regular Google discovery, just from going into Google. And so this is and that's why I'm going to encourage you to really use this, because this is out there for you. It's also a really cool place for us to keep our reviews. And so, you can't change anyone's review. You can comment on them. And I do recommend that you comment on them. If you comment more, it's going to raise your Google scores even higher. But for a lot of us, we have the choice, are we going to keep our reviews on Zillow? Are we going to keep our reviews on Yelp and that kind of stuff? I'm going to encourage you to start to think about possibly moving your reviews to Google. First of all, it's like, a lot of us don't want to partner with Zillow on every single thing out there. So I really do like being able to keep it here. And plus, when people click on your business, see your business, it will show all the reviews. So you do have to manage that piece of it there also. It'll also show any phone calls that you've gotten. So you can see that since we started this, we got 163 phone calls. We missed 8 of those. Maybe they were off hours, that kind of stuff. But you can also see every person that has called into our business. Because a lot of folks are using Google even on mobile devices. So you're going to also have a chance to add photos, and Google loves photos. So when you put a photo in, put the photo in, but also put in like some sort of a descriptive keyword. Basically, like, let's say that you want to do, real estate in McDonough. So you put up, you upload a photo, and the title is real estate McDonough, or whatever keywords it is that you're trying to reach out to. Again, go in, set up all the different agencies, services that you offer, everything that you offer, put it out there, because it's just a good way to get more interaction. Questions about that? I don't know. All right, what question do you have?
The phone number. So is it a Google number that they're able to track? Are they able to track our phone number?
It's your number that you put into the system.
Got it.
Yep.
And they can tell when it's being dialed?
When people go and dial from, because they're dialing directly out from, so your business will come up on Google, and they'll just hit the button to contact you.
Gotcha.
And then their phone will ring. All right, we've been talking about KV Core. We've been trying to roll KV Core out, and it is coming. So it is going to be coming out this month. I wanted to give you a brief rundown of exactly what KV Core kind of looks like and what you should be expecting in here. So this is kind of a real quick glimpse into some of the things that you're going to be able to start doing with KV Core. So like up here in the top right, we're going to be able to start doing landing pages. So you'll be able to go directly out and create your own landing pages. And it's just that quick and easy to do. Everyone's going to have their own lead generation based website, and that's what you can kind of see down in the bottom right hand category there. You're also going to be able to manage and nurture all of your leads, as well as be able to boost property directly out from the platform itself. In addition, we have a mobile app so that you can use this while you're on the go, and the two are intimately connected. So what you do on one, you'll be able to access on the go as well. So you'll have a KV Core in your pocket at the same time. You'll be able to work right directly from your dashboard. You'll be able to text out from your dashboard, email out from your dashboard. You can BombBomb is part of this. So you'll be able to make BombBomb videos as well as send them out all directly from the same thing. And this is where you'll go in, you'll manage all of your clients as well. These are just some different screenshots of what we're all going to be working with. This training is all coming up this month. So we're all getting it on the 10th, and then we'll be rolling it out the week after. So all this is coming. So this is basically, and by the way, for your app, once you log in, there's a button on the top of everyone's different login. That's where you'll go and download your own individual app. In there, you're also going to have the chance you have 22 different lead generation activities that are built into the system. So on some things you can go in, we're going to be able to do Core Present, which is basically a CR. You can do your CRMs directly out of here now. And you can also email those out to your clients. You can set them up on an automatic schedule. You can send out all your smart campaigns. You can also boost different properties if you want to. If you have a new listing and you want to boost that property listing out there and send it out, run ads through it. You can run ads directly through here. As well as you have all these different types of leads that you're going to be able to operate through our lead engine. which has both landing pages, IDX squeeze pages, call capture, has pitch sheets, open houses. You'll be able to manage your open houses directly from the app as well while you're out on the go. And then you'll have a very detailed client. It keeps track of all your clients in really intimate detail. And the cool thing here is that this system, one of the things that we liked most about this is that this enabled us to be able to not have to overthink. You know, I like previously we've used Chime, and in the past we used several other CRMs. We've tried them out, and all of them were very heavy on requiring agents to basically be able to program things. And so you still can go in and make adjustments, edits to anything. But what I really like is that this is kind of, you know, it's kind of that KISS approach, keep it simple, stupid. Like this system works out of the box. Like we don't have to go in and edit things. They are always going in and editing things. And you can go back and edit them, but you don't have to. And so like that's one of the things like with you know, with a lot of us use the Chime system. And so in there, if you want to send out, you know, 22 emails, you have to go write or copy over 22 emails, figure out the schedule here that just start working. And so that's one of the things that we like most about this system on there. The mobile app is going to be a big benefit as well, being able to keep this thing on the run while you're out and about. So I'm really excited about having that piece for us as well. Questions about the KV Core? Nope. All right. I want to run through, and we have some new information out about our sellers today. And so some of the seller information has some really good insights into how we can attract sellers, how we can find sellers, and what's the best way to engage with sellers, and as well as just kind of what's going on in the listing market. Right now, listings are king, and we need more listings. We need listings for a lot of reasons. You know, part of it is that whole list to live, list to last thing. But the other thing right now is, you know, there's a new report that just came out that says a third of all of our property, a third of all listings right now are new construction. But the challenge is that it's not because new construction is building a lot more than they have. If you look at the numbers, we're actually building about flat for the last 4 years. The number of new construction homes have been very flat. So why is it a third of our listings are new construction? It's because our inventory level is down. So for January 2022 versus January 2021, new listings are down 29%. Our number of active listings is down 29%. That's on top of being down 22% the year before. So realistically, total number of listings is down 50% from where it was 2 years ago today. So we need a lot more listings. So in order to be prepared for this kind of marketplace and what's going on, I really kind of wanted to start talking about listings and what's happening and being able to really understand our sellers a little bit more. So I'm just kind of starting off with that. You know, the first thing is that, you know, 68% of our sellers are repeat sellers, but a third of our sellers have never sold a home. And so when you think about that, you know, as a listing agent, what needs to be a big piece of our new listing presentation, of our approach to sellers? It needs to be education, right? Because, you know, if you bought a house, is that the same as selling a house? Not at all. So, I mean, it is on one, it's just the other side of the coin, basically. And so we need to know that going into this, we really need to be educators first. We need to make people very comfortable with the entire process. It also takes a seller 5 months to decide to sell. And that's a really magic number for us, because a lot of times, especially sellers will reach out early on in the process to let us know they're thinking about selling. But then are we really good about keeping up for up to 5 months with all of our people? I mean, if we're honest, no, then all of a sudden, you know, you turn around and you see it listed by somebody else, it hurts feelings. So, you know, we need to make sure that, especially on the listing side, that any kind of you know, seller drip campaigns, outreach, follow-up needs to be about 6 months long, because that's how long it really takes for them to really go all the way from deciding to sell to actually putting it on the market. It's a pretty long window. So that sales funnel has to be long enough to take advantage of that. So, you know, I just mentioned this, but the majority of sellers, almost 70% of our sellers, reach out to the agent in the very beginning. 20% of them reach out, you know, when they have specific questions about selling. only 10–11% of the sellers reach out when they're actually ready to list property. And don't get me wrong, those are the folks we love, right? Hey, my house is ready. Can you come bring a sign in a lockbox? I mean, that's a great day. That only makes up about 10% of our sellers. So if all you're doing is focusing on those folks who call, you're missing out. And so you've got to build this process where you maintain and manage relationships with these folks for at least how long?
5 months.
5 months. There you go. All right, y'all follow me here. So another very interesting stat is almost 70% of our sellers right now do not have children. And so that is a very, you know, this has been a shift over the past several years. So I'm not saying none of our sellers have kids. I don't mean that. But you can see that only 12% of our sellers have 1 kid, 13% have 2, only 7% have 3 or more. 69% of our sellers right now don't have a child. And so what does that mean? Like, if you also look at our age of our average seller, you know, they're up in their 50s. So this is, you know, so what we're seeing is one of the things that people lean towards selling is when the kids leave, right? So, you know, not saying that that's every single case, but that, you know, that is something for us to key in on when you see, I mean, this is a pretty stark number that has really grown, especially over the last 3 or 4 years, to the point to where it's no.
Alan, I'm sorry. Would that include empty nesters?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
But like I said, 70% of our sellers, there's not a child in the house.
Wow.
So now this is also an interesting one here, because what size is the size of the house, and what should we expect when we're working with a seller as well as a buyer? So like for our younger sellers, you know, they're selling a 1,600 square foot house and buying a 2,200 square foot house. So about a 600 square foot difference. For, you know, and then pretty much the same thing from 35 to 45. You know, they're selling 17 and buying 24. That's an increase. We get a little bit more modest when we move up to 45 to 55, you know, 2,000 to 24. And then it starts really, really leveling off, almost to the point to where it's, I mean, you know, we're talking about the difference of a 10 by 10 space at this point. So once you get over 55, we go from a 2,000 to 2,100. Now, from 55 to 64, we hear that, you know, most of our sellers at 55 to 60, what do they tell us?
They want to rent.
I want to downsize, right? Are they really downsizing? I mean, let's look at the reality of it. I mean, at 100 square feet, they're actually going up.
Yeah.
They only start going down once they get over 65, and then to say that they go down, they're going down by 100 square feet. So I mean, it's you know, a couple of closets worth is really what we're talking about on square footage here. So it's not like a big driver. And even for those who are 75 or older, again, that's only another 100 square foot. So we're not you know, a lot of that comes down to, you know, whoever dies with the most upwind, right? We have, well, you know, we have piano, we have prayer closets, that kind of stuff. You want to get rid of that when you get older. No, we're seeing that you know, even though we have the baby boomers that are aging, they don't want to get rid of their stuff, and so they're not downsizing as much but they talk a lot about downsizing, and then you show them a place and they're like, no, don't think so. So how long are our sellers staying in our houses? And this has been reducing or dropping in time. So right now the median is down to 8 years. We have been running 10 and 11 years on how long we've been staying in a home. But that really does change even more when you break it down into the age of the seller. So for our sellers who are young, for our millennial sellers, basically, you know, they're only staying in a home 4 years. And then that goes all the way up, you know, and then 6 years for 35 to 45. You know, when we kind of hit that 50 to 65 range, we stay there much longer. But what the other interesting thing is, again, when we get much older, 65 to 74, we move every 5 years, and every 5 to 6 years when we get older, we also move a lot more. But a lot of those moves are why. I mean, at 75, why are you moving? You know, to be with the kids, closer to family, things like that. So we are seeing a lot of moves. So, you know, when you're trying to attract sellers, you know, be conscious about, you know, like if you're trying to reach out to millennial sellers, they're going to move a lot more often than someone who's, say, 55. Make sense? So what's our sales price compared to our listing price by the number of weeks? Now, this is no shocker, right? We've been running 100% of the median sales price, I mean, for the last year, basically. And that counts for all those listings that are overpriced and that kind of thing. really what I wanted to point out with this, and if you look really closely, is you can see for the folks who are less than a week, 1 to 2 weeks, even, at what point are you going to get a full price offer on a home? The first 2 weeks. And so if the house is overpriced, are you going to get a full price offer anymore? So, that's one of the things where folks like, well, I'm just gonna put it out there a really crazy price and see if I can't get it. Well, this is where, these are the numbers that you need to really be able to show that to your sellers, because you can see that, at 9 to 16 weeks, we're having to take a 90 to a 94%. We're only getting 90 to 94%. 6% of our sellers are only getting 90% of whatever that original list price was after 9 to 16 weeks. After 17 weeks or more, which is ridiculous in this market, right? That's ridiculously overpriced. You can look at the amount of discounts that they're really having to take in order to be able to market and sell their property now. That kind of goes along with the exact same thing of how many times are we having to reduce the price? I'm sorry, yeah. And so again, less than a week, 1 to 2 weeks, very, very rarely, are we taking any price reductions on there. But the longer it sits, the more reductions you're going to have to take. And now you've got holding costs added into there. So, a lot of times we need to be able to explain what's going on, because we've been in an appreciating market, going on right at 2 years now, where it's been a really strong appreciation. We have interest rates that are coming up. And so that appreciation is not going to drop, but it's not going to stay at the level that it has been. And so we're going to need to be able to explain these things to our sellers. And I want you to have some numbers. I'll be glad to share these with anybody here. So it's no problem. All this comes from the National Association of Realtors. So another one here is, kind of along the same lines is, what are we having to give up in concessions? Well, when it first starts off, we're not doing a whole lot of concessions. Roughly 80% of our sellers are making 0 concessions in the first 2 weeks. Now, that number starts going up the longer the property's on there. So now, on top of having to take price reductions and having to make you're having to make a lot more concessions. So again, same kind of thing we're talking about. But right now, for folks who are on the market 1 to 2 weeks, we're seeing only 4 to 6% of folks are even offering closing costs. And that's kind of the norm of what we got going on right now. Now, what are the different ways that we're using to market the homes? This is kind of a checklist for you of course, we're going to use the MLS, yard signs, realtor.com. Well, that's because Realtor did this one, but real estate websites, third-party aggregators. Are you going to do an open house? Because 43% of agents are. Social networking, virtual tours, video. Once you start getting down, less than 10%, you're getting into really minor stuff normally on there. You want to make sure you're doing that, because if you look at what did buyers find to be really useful, well, what's the first one that we found? Photos. Okay, pictures speak a million words to us right here. So because those buyers are out there finding out or deciding which houses they're going to go look at. And so those photos really, really matter. That's one of the biggies out there. The next one is that, having more detailed information about the property. How good are you at wordsmithing your listings? Because it really does matter. Folks read that because it's the second most desirable way that they find, or second most valuable way that they find. After that, floor plans. How many of us even do floor plans? I mean, there's some states where floor plans are much more common, but here in Georgia, they're not. But wouldn't that be a great thing to be able to add? Next one, which I found very interesting, was real estate agent contact information. We've been kind of pushing hard to make sure that the listing agent's information is listed on all property listings, especially on things like Zillow and Redfin and that kind of stuff. Making sure that those listing agents are really getting the exposure that they need. And you can see that for our clients, that's important to them. Virtual tours, another one. Are you doing virtual tours for all your properties? And then we start moving in, detailed information about recently sold, pending sales, neighborhood information, interactive maps. What's interesting is that video is actually fairly low on the list, because I really expect the video to be much higher on there. And then open houses also. All right, let's talk about commissions. So right now, about half of the time, realtors are bringing up and speaking about commission. And I think that that's really much lower than it should be. I think we need to be very upfront about what we do, what the services we offer, and the fees that we charge. And that this is not just one of those that, that this is not an easy thing. I think, you know, too often we just kind of act like no one's going to notice that we're going to get paid or something. It's like we're not proud of what we do. It's not like we're not going to stand up for ourselves, and we need to. Right now, only 47% of the time is the real estate agent initiating discussion. Now, 20% of the time, the client brought up the topic and the real estate agent was able and willing to negotiate their fee. Right? Why is that? Well, it's because they brought it up. And so we waited around and so well, will you offer me a discount? Will you do this for 2%? Will you do this for 2.5%? Will you do this for 1%? You know, if they bring it up and you haven't already brought forth your value, that's going to be a big deal to you. So we need to be very, very initiative on there. You know, only 5% of the time was the agent unwilling to or unable to negotiate their commission fee. 13% they didn't know about commissions and fees could be negotiated, but didn't bring it up. Another 15% didn't even know that they could negotiate. I mean, there is no set fees, but we do need to, you know, like we need to be talking about value and what it's like. You guys know that for sale by owners at its lowest level ever. I mean, the whole idea, like this is a seller's market, right? I could train my cat to sell a house, you would think. But why is for sale by owner the lowest it's ever been? Because guess what? It's a lot harder to do. There's a lot more involved and they need us. And so we need to be able to stand up for what we do and the processes that we go through and how we take care of them all the way through. We need to be ready to explain that and stand up for what you're worth. It's important that we do. So what do they want the most from us? They want us to help price the home competitively. Now, the top 3 things on this list have rotated around from year to year. Last year, the number 1 thing that they wanted from us was timing, that we could sell a home within the desired time frame. But if you think about what's happened over the last year, has timing been an issue for our sellers? They've been in complete control. Now, up to that point, timing was a very important issue. And then the year before that was to help the seller market their home to potential buyers. You know, so they want us to market the home, they want us to help them price competitively, and they want to do it within a specific time frame. Those 3 are the big movers. So when you're talking to sellers and when you're marketing your services, like those need to be the 3 services that you talk about when you do social media posts, when you do your Google business page and you put posts out there. It needs to be something around those 3 because these 3 are the ones that drive the most interest with our sellers. So if you're going to talk about this and you want to get more listings, you want to talk about how you help price the homes competitively, how you market to potential buyers, and then how you sell homes within a desired time frame. Those are the big 3. Really focus on those. So what's important when they choose us? And this one I found to be really great because I think it's how it should be. So, you know, the biggies out here, agent is honest and trustworthy. Like that one to me is exactly where it should be. It really should be bigger as far as I'm concerned. But you know, agent is trustworthy. 19% is agent's experience. You know, can they trust us? 17% agent's reputation. So your reputation within the industry goes a long way. And so being kind to each other, it goes a long way as well. 13% work with a friend or family member, agent's knowledge of the neighborhood. Agent has a caring personality, is a good listener. Agent is timely with responses. I really thought timeliness would be much more of a bigger deal because that does tend to be more of a complaint out there. But if you'll notice, like the biggies is honesty, integrity, being somebody of your word. You know, can they trust you? A person's home is their most expensive asset. I don't care if it's their first house or the 19th house. It's probably the most expensive asset they've ever owned. And they don't do that without having a certain level of trust to operate with you or to engage with you rather. Now, this is a cool thing in that the number of agents that they contact before that they engage one, 82% only use one agent, only contact one agent. So 2 ways to look at this. You know, how often are you going to have to go? Are you competing for a listing? Not very. Now, I'm not saying that you don't need to be prepared. I'm not saying that you don't need to have a listing presentation and do a really good job with that. I'm sure that the folks on there that are looking at multiple agents, a lot of times their initial agent probably didn't impress them that much. So it is important, but still 82% of the time, like if we show up first and we got a pulse, we got a really good chance. So overall though, how satisfied are our sellers with the selling process? So 70% are very satisfied. Is that good or bad? That's terrible.
Oh, you mean it should be more?
Well, I mean, like when you, no, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be short. But you know, here's the deal is that when you poll people, like you either get a 5 or you don't.
Yeah.
And if you don't get a 5, then they're really not going to use you again. Maybe, you know, you can, oh, it's not in there, sorry. But you know, either they're going to use you again or they're not. And so showing that 70% of our sellers are happy means that 30% of our sellers aren't. So there's a real good opportunity for great listing agents to do a really good job and to earn a lot of good business out there. Because we have a lot of folks that weren't what's a good word, enthralled, enthused. I mean, they were only somewhat satisfied. And do you really want to be somewhat satisfied with selling your home? Or somewhat dissatisfied or very dissatisfied? I mean, do you want to, I mean, to me, like if you want to build your business, then you need to have clients that are very satisfied. You need to have folks who are your raving fans. So that just shows that there's a lot of opportunity for us out there. Now, on here, this is how sellers found their real estate agent. And so referrals and past clients is the #1 thing when you put them together. So 68% of our sellers found their realtor to sell their home through referrals and past clients. Okay, that should like sink in. It should like smack you in the face, because there's all these different lead systems. There's all these different people that they're always pitching. You should do this. You should do this. At the end of the day, the elephant in the room is referrals and past clients. Referrals and past clients. Referrals and past clients. It's all about referrals and past clients. So what should we focus our business on? Referrals and past clients. You follow me here, because a lot of times instead of building a CRM and having a database and being able to build a lot of relationships and engage in those relationships, we chase the shiny penny. We do all this other kind of stuff. We need to be very consistent at the basics. Referrals and past clients is where we're going to build the most business. And if you think about your own career, you'll probably see that the vast 80% of agents get 80% of the business from people that they know, people that know them. So let's focus on what's really important, and that is referrals and past clients. So like I said, there's other things in there, but if you look at the rest of these, they're all 2, 3, and 4%. So you're going to focus on 70% or the bits and pieces kind of thing. Now, sometimes this is the one from last year, and so because we've heard the internet's going to be changing the way that we buy and sell real estate. Well, guess what? Referrals and past clients increased. The number of agents that were found because of referrals and past clients went up, not down. And so we've had a trend for the last several years where more and more people are finding their realtor through referrals and past clients and not from the internet. Not, so for those of us that are like worried, thinking, oh, well, the internet's going to replace us. It's going to be a different world. It's still about referrals and past clients. All right. Here's our top agents for the month of January. So thank you guys very much. Here in McDonough, we got Andrika, Damian, Wayne, Donna, Sharice over in Noonan, the Kirks, Amy, Patricia, Kenyatta. Over in Conyers, we got Chantel, Courtney, Latisse, Cindy, Airport, Miss Letty, Jennifer, Foma, Sonia, Salinthia, and then over in Fayetteville, Miss Melody Clay, Pam, Diana, Amanda, and Chet. So thank you guys very, very much. I appreciate it. I don't think I have anybody here right now for the awards at the moment. And that is our top agents for the month for the entire company. So thank you very much. I hope that today was, we tried real hard to get out of here on time today. So I kind of flew through a lot of the information. Yes, ma'am.
Ming's office requested to see the baby because apparently she was talking to them during my spiel.
Oh, okay. So Ming is going to, we're going to let you have your baby time.
Yeah.
There we go.
apparently Ming was talking while I was here before. So this is Mitchell. He's 7 months. So here's your baby time.
All right. All right, well, that's all I have for baby time. Hope you guys have a wonderful week. If I can be of any service, myself, Ming, any of the team, please let us know. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you.